Okay, Megan, it is Friday, March 19th, and we started today talking about um, Texas Congressman Chip Roy in the anti-Asian discrimination hearings in the House yesterday, uh, referencing lynching. And you of course talk about how and like him, and you're disappointed, and excuse me, and you quote Ted Lieu, um, and then say that what we really need to do is start looking towards solutions to prevent this kind of discrimination. And one of the solutions to preventing this kind of discrimination is to stop um, feeding the fire of discrimination by painful rhetoric. We're going to go back to the reason that all of this increase in violence against Asians and Asian Americans is because Trump decided to blame the virus on China. And of course, no one in the United States can tell the difference between anyone from China or anyone else in Asia. So it becomes an entirely Asian thing. But he did use words like the China flu, the Asian flu, the Hong Kong flu. What was it? Whatever. Anyway, he was using racist language to describe a virus. And that's language that you supported. Last year, there was a topic on The View, and luckily, a viewer here, Gabe Toppins, directed me to some things that you had said about President Trump using rhetoric, calling the COVID-19 the China flu, the China virus, all that kind of stuff, and you defended it, saying that it's an effective tool for him, and that if the left got too PC about it, they were going to lose. Whoopi made the point, and at the time there was already increased violence against Asians that was happening, and she was trying to make the point that what that is doing, whether it's an effective political tool or not, it's actually hurting people and creating dangerous situations. Now, here we are, a year into this whole thing, and Asian Americans are getting, and Asians are getting beaten up, just like cold cocked on the street, harassed, yelled at, and now murdered because there's been this cultural association between a group of people and a virus that don't have anything to do with each other. And it's something that you supported. So if you want to talk about solutions, stop being disingenuous. Goes to your whole point yesterday. You can only speak in political terms. Not everything is about politics, Megan. You have to be able to discern between what is good for people and what is harmful to people without it being a political issue. So you have to take ownership and responsibility for your part in causing the problem. If you want to find solutions, then stop saying stupid shit. Okay. So I don't know that you'll ever get called out on that, but we'll do it here. Then we move on to pandemic response and different states opening, lifting restrictions. Even though the virus isn't necessarily I can't just call it the virus. Even though the indicators that we have about hospitalization rates, infection rates, aren't necessarily dropping dramatically, there is a dramatic increase in restricting, in releasing the restrictions that we've put in place. There is a lot more information. We know a lot more about transmission than we did at the beginning. But we aren't in any way out of the clear, or in the clear, right? We still have variants that we have to deal with. We still have a lot of people that need to get vaccinated. But but states are starting to open up, and of course you take the opportunity to put a dig at your new, you know, Democrat governor hard on Gavin Newsom in California, saying it's politically motivated because he's got this recall effort. He's faced recall efforts before. That, you know, and he was just explaining the fringe elements and the very low threshold that it takes to get a recall vote on the ballot. So again, you're just being disingenuous, trying to put in a dig, and again, politicizing the effort. You're not in any way criticizing Governor DeSantis, though, who has been accused several instances of distributing vaccines to counties and areas that have been helpful to his campaign. And then you said, you know, Disneyland is open, which is not. It's in California, by the way. That's where Governor Newsom is the governor. But Disney World is open. That's in Florida. That's where Governor DeSantis is just letting everybody run amok without masks. And then you said the Texas Rangers were opening and everybody could go watch football. The Rangers are a baseball team. So that's fun. And then you said, you know, you did say, you admitted that Republicans are part of the problem in not getting vaccines, and that President Biden needs to do some outreach to red states. He's already been very clear about what his plan is to get local officials and community members to be supportive of the vaccine process. You know, red staters and Trumpers don't want to listen to him. They don't give a shit what Joe Biden says. They still don't think he's the president. So he's trying to get people that they trust to tell them that the vaccine is safe. Their deity, Donald Trump, was on Fox News and said the vaccine was safe. Fox News, like the, you know, mecca of their crap, and their guy on that channel. And they're saying Fox News doctored that. That's how deep their cognitive dissonance is. They just don't want to believe anything that goes against their, freedom to be morons. So, you know, you've got an uphill battle, and the problem is with the Republicans, and now they don't want to believe about taking the vaccine, is a problem that you have helped create by sowing all sorts of misinformation, being disingenuous, being really misrepresentative of the truth, and talking about things in everything in a political term, instead of talking about this is what will help people, not the Republican Party. People. The human element and the impact of the human element is something you miss on every time. So I hope you can take the weekend to start thinking about this. I'm sure you won't. But you need to understand, if you're calling today to look for solutions to things that are wrong in this country, start looking at your own behavior and how you've contributed to the problems, and start trying to turn that around.